Recording.
You're gonna pay all the money.
Hello, welcome everyone to our special Christmas, special. My name's Deb Percy. I'm the team leader of the Thermie Queens and Kings of Adelaide down here in the southern suburbs, and we're just going to wait a couple of minutes to let everyone in, and hopefully you're excited about tonight. This is we've been doing these virtual cooking classes from our own kitchen now for nearly 2 years, really. And tonight I'm most excited because we're really coming together and collaborating with three amazing consultants that I'm lucky enough to work with. And we're going to share some fantastic Christmas ideas. What I might get you to do is make sure you've got a notepad and pen, because we're going to be pouring out lots and lots of tips and information and some hints, and also, you know, ways to be able to pre-prepare for Christmas Day so that you guys get to enjoy it as well. Christmas, we all know, we all want it to be special. And hopefully with tonight's tips and little guidelines to sort of help you see where you can get prepared early, it'll be something that you'll really enjoy. So what I might do is let you know where the chat box is. Our beautiful behind the scenes Tracy Debartolo, she's going to be looking after the chat box for us. So perhaps if Tracy says hello, introduces the chat box to you. I'm not sure if you can see her, but give her a wave. She's also asked if your sound can be muted, but we'll also love you to come off mute at the end and certainly ask some questions and get the most out of tonight. Pretty much what we're going to do is I'm going to have my little segment. We're going to move on over to the lovely Bec Waddingham from Mama Mixing, and she's going to be helping us sort of getting our head around some amazing gifts and ideas for making your own Thermie-made products for Christmas. Then we're going to head over to Anthea and Bec from Cooking Up a Storm, and she's got some amazing Christmas baking ideas, and she's going to share some great tips and recipes with you as well. Okay, the benefits of planning ahead. We already know that, so that on Christmas Day you guys get to feel pretty chilled. Does anyone know how many days of Christmas, how many days till Christmas? Pop in the chat box so I know you're there. And also perhaps who's invited you along tonight, pop that in the chat box as well, because we'd love to know where you're zooming in from. I'm, like I said, Deb Percy, I'm at Woodcroft, and I'm a team leader, so I get to actually work really closely with not just Anthea, Tracy and Bec, but with some amazing team members down here, and we get to go and support you guys with your Thermomixes, and those that perhaps have come along to have a look at Thermomix for the first time, hopefully you're going to be inspired to perhaps get one of your very own. I'm going to move Santa out the way. Have I missed anything? Let's have a little look. I don't think so. I think I'm going to just go straight into the dishes that I'm going to share with you guys. So a lot of tonight's recipes are from the Festive Flavour book. So you don't need to have a cookbook, of course, if you've got the Cookie Do subscription. You can actually type in Festive Flavour. It's one of my all-time favourite books. And over the next couple of minutes, I'm going to get to share a couple of dishes that I certainly make at Christmas time, and they're family favourites. And hopefully one day they might actually be something that you'd like to make for Christmas. And yeah, I'm just here to explain how quick and easy they are. So I'm going to move this out of the way.
Deb, would you like to show them the nifty calendar that's in that book?
Oh yes, absolutely.
I shall show you.
So if you pop that up, Tracy's going to pop that up on screen. So at the beginning of this incredible cookbook, I think it's page number, well, it's actually the opening pages 8 and 9 talks about the Christmas lunch, the Christmas dinner party, festive entertaining, and of course more gift ideas. And then the very next page, page 10 and 11, is hopefully what you can see on screen there. Tracy's pre-prepared that for us, which is actually the lead up to Christmas. So it starts on December the 1st, and you'll notice it reminds you to even go and order your ham on December the 1st. That's one job done. Tick that box and move on. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, there's lots of other stuff that we'll come back to, but if you'd like to have that calendar before December starts and start marking off the types of things that you want to pre-make, that's going to make it even more relaxing and more enjoyable for you and the whole family. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see my screen, but I'm going to bring up my week and some recipes that I've put aside to talk to you about. First up, I'm going to talk about the whole steamed chicken. Now, this one does take an hour, so it gets steamed obviously on the top of your Thermomix. It does take 1 hour at aroma temperature, and before we go ahead and make that, we do actually have the preparation for some stuffing. So the stuffing that I've used is the prune and orange stuffing, but I did want to bring to your attention an amazing stuffing that's an alternative, which is apple and sage. Now, they're two quite different flavours. Obviously, the one's being a lot sweeter with the prune in it, but it's still, both of them are really delicious. So you've got the prune and orange stuffing as part of this recipe. You've also got the spicy Cajun Rub. Now, these are great gift ideas. You can make this, obviously, for yourselves and make a batch and put some little containers together. Great for little Christmas stocking stuffers. So this is the spicy Cajun Rub. And again, all of those ingredients are part of this particular recipe. Now, the recipe, if you want to write it down, is just whole steamed chicken. And it is out of the festive flavour book. So once you've made the stuffing and you've stuffed your bird, obviously put your Cajun spice rub all over your meat. You can have, if spicy is not what you're aiming for, there's lots of different rubs and meat rubs on Cookie Do. Just pop in the word rub and you'll be amazed how many comes up. So you've got your water into the mixing bowl. You've got your whole chicken in there. What I have done is taken the tray bits. So this is the Varoma tray and of course the Varoma lid. So when you go to cook your whole bird or steam your whole bird, you will need to remove this piece out. So you've got the Varoma base and the lid. And just a couple of little tips that I probably should have done. There you go, learn from my mistakes. When you go to take the lid off your Varoma, just open it away from you because you are going to have some condensation sitting up here. And that way you're not going to burn yourself, but also you're going to keep the front of your Thermomix lovely and clean. So, so just a little tip again, lift it away from you and forward. Now that will become your base as you lift your bird up and over. So you're not going to have any drips anywhere. So yeah, that's just a nice little tip that I always love to share at my demonstrations. You might have heard it before, and if you haven't, that's all right too. So we've got this beautiful bird, all golden and beautifully steamed, so it's going to be quite succulent. And we're going to serve that with a gorgeous salad. How am I going for time, girls?
You have got 5 minutes.
5 minutes, all right. Now, what sort of salad are we going to serve with this beautiful bird, I hear you ask? Now, can you see that I've prepared a lettuce rocket?
Yeah, bring it all closer to the camera. We can't actually see it.
Okay. I'm going to bring my very handy camera lady. My lovely daughter Madeline's going to come in. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put some extra light on in here, girls and boys. All righty. What I'll do is I'll get Madeline to lift the camera up, and then hopefully you'll see what is that better, Anthea?
Yeah, can we come in a bit closer, Madeline?
Awesome. So this is the recipe here that we're going to serve this lovely chook with, and it's the beetroot, pear, and blue cheese salad, not blue salad. I'm just going to reach over here and grab some tongs. Okay, so what we've done is we've steamed these beautiful little green beans and the beetroot, which we've steamed earlier, and we've let them to cool. So basically you plate up, we've got some beautiful fresh rocket and the beans just get placed there. We've got beetroot that we've actually steamed in the varoma, so you can do that ahead of time just to make, or you know what, you could even just cheat and use tin tomatoes, not tomatoes, tin beetroots. Don't use tin tomatoes, guys. And then, of course, we can add the, what goes on next? We've got beetroot. We've got these lovely walnuts or pecans, and they are warmed through at the beginning of the recipe with just a tablespoon of butter. And they're cooked for 8 minutes on varoma speed on reverse so that they stay whole. But what we've done there is activate them and just made them all beautiful and delicious, and they really do go pop in your mouth. So you can use pecans, or I mean, I've used walnuts here, but they are absolutely beautiful once we've toasted them in the Thermomix. There we go. I've got some sliced up pear that's starting to go a little bit discoloured because I cut it up earlier. So you'll just have to pretend we've cut that up fresh just ahead of time so that I'm not keeping you online for too long. A little bit of blue cheese. If you really don't like blue cheese, you can use your own favourite cheese. I do love a little bit of creamy blue. This one is the Castello creamy blue. And that just gets daubed on top. And then we finish with this amazing dressing. Now, this dressing doesn't look very special, but I need to tell you what's in it because it is the best dressing, salad dressing that I've had for quite some time. And it's got only a few ingredients. So if you bring up the beetroot, pear and blue cheese salad, sorry.
Oh, sorry, it's me.
And the salad dressing is pretty much some macadamia oil or some nut oil. We've got over here, I've used a peanut oil. You've got a little bit of honey, just a teaspoon of honey, some apple cider vinegar, and pretty much that's it, the zest of an orange as well. So that just gets beautifully dressed on the day, obviously just before serving. So there you go. So that's the beautiful beetroot, pear and cheese salad. So who would like that on their Christmas table? Does that look all right? Can you see that in there? Almost standing in the shadow, I think. And finally, before I run out of time, the beautiful stuffing that you can make and cook and even freeze is gluten-free, this one. So great for those. And here it is here, one that I've pre-made. Have a look at this one. So this is made with pork mince. You come over here. What you do is you set up your cranberries or your raisins and you soak them in 50 mils of port. You could use sherry. You do need to get a few little herbs. So I've got some parsley, some sage and some thyme, and that gets chopped up. Perfect for the special that we've got at the moment, because you can chop your herbs in your spare bowl, and instead of having to clean that out or just leave it in there and swap bowls over. So our current special where you purchase a TM6, you get that whole second bowl blade and lid set for only $29, which is amazing. So this recipe here, certainly you can make your dressing in one and do all your chopping in the other. Great for when you're milling spices and you need a beautiful, dry, clean bowl. Now, the little bit of technique in this one, there's pork mince in it. You could use chicken mince if you didn't like pork. Probably don't need to cook it as long. Now, I wanted to slice this for you. I might actually serve it up and come back at the end, but I did want to show you a little bit of technique with the bacon. If you notice if you come down nice and close, to get the bacon all lovely and glossy and getting it all nice and tinged there, when you're actually setting your bacon up you've made your stuffing mince, you just give it a little bit of a twist and then place it down and give it a little bit of a poke into the raw meat. And a little secret from me, I do a little bit of a drizzle, bless you. My camera ladies just had a sneezing fit. A little bit of a drizzle of the Canadian maple syrup, just a few little dots, and that just gives it a really lovely glossy finish. So there you go, there's my 3 dishes. Hopefully they're ones that you would like to do yourself. There's so many other dishes that you can make, but definitely, hopefully this has inspired you to perhaps see how beautiful it is on the table, and yeah, have a little fun time with it. I just wanted to quickly, I know I'm running over time. If you come a bit closer, Madeline. What I've done is I've just put a few things here because I mentioned the Cajun spicy rub. I've also got some beautiful vegetable paste ready to go. So if you are making some veggie paste, some lemon curds, always great in the Christmas hamper. I've got some citrus salt. You can do rosemary salt or all sorts of beautiful fragrant salts and infused oils. I've got a rosemary and cranberry jam ready to go and a brinjal pickle. So you can make as many different little dishes. These are great presents and great for family members that perhaps don't have a Thermomix, and they might be more enticed to have a look at maybe getting them themselves. Before I pass over, my favourite item on the mix shop is our little thermoserver. So a thermoserver jug. So this comes in 2 different sizes. If you haven't seen one, have a look on the mix shop.
Again.
This just works like your thermoserver, so it's going to keep it hot. Great for gravy on Christmas Day. So you can make your gravy, have it sitting there on the table, ready to serve over the top of your chicken and your stuffing on Christmas Day. All right, I reckon that's me. I've done my time.
Thanks, Deb. I'm just going to quickly show everyone a screenshot of some of the collections. So all they need to do is literally type in Christmas into Cookie Do.
Yep.
And that, I'm hoping you can see that screenshot. There is 9 different collections and they're just the ones in English. So thumbs up, everybody, if you can see it, because I can't see it from my end.
Yes, Tracy, we can see it.
Awesome. Beautiful. Yeah. So there is just a world of inspiration in there. Just type in Christmas into Cookie Do. All right. I'm going to now head you over to Bec, the lovely Bec.
Hello, everyone. Did I have a little tinsel here? I've just wrapped up my little Thermie, got it all festive and ready for Christmas. Hi Susan. My job today is basically to share some inspiration for you about gifts. So Christmas gifts, of course, you can use them any time of year, really. Excuse my dog barking in the background. I think everyone's left her outside while they're putting children to bed. Sorry if it's really annoying. Hold one sec. Sorry, barked orders at him. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to be making some almond biscotti today, but I'm also going to just share some ideas on some things you can put in your gift hampers. I have 3 kids. We've done school, daycare, even swimming instructors. God, we've had dance. We're now into basketball. We've got sport. We've had soccer last year. So I'm just all about giving Christmas gifts that you've put some thought into, because otherwise you end up giving bottles of wine, and I mean, who doesn't love a bottle of wine? But you know, it's really, really lovely to be able to put some thought and effort into it. And I think that really speaks volumes. And if you've got the time to do it, and a lot of these can be done early, then you can actually save a fair bit of money as well, because you're not going out and buying, you know, quite expensive gifts, because otherwise it seems a bit lame. So this way you're presenting a beautiful homemade gift, which always has people go, oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you so much. So not that that's what it was about, but it's the thought that counts, definitely. So first thing I'm going to do is whip up the biscotti because I want to get it in the oven so that I can show it to you afterwards. So what I have done already with this almond biscotti recipe, I might de-Christmasize my Thermomix there for a second, is I've already whipped up the egg whites. So there is 3 egg whites in there. Look how beautiful and sort of stiff those peaks are there. So that's the first thing done. What have I done here? Okay, so that's first thing. Now, what I found earlier, you know what I was going to actually show you? Here's my spare bowl. So there's my butterfly. So this is for those of you who have not actually even seen the Thermomix before, this is your butterfly whisk. So this is going to be for egg whites, whipping cream, things like that. Sometimes even stirring, used to stir main courses like risotto. And we just pop it on just like that. You don't need to change blades over or anything like that with the Thermomix. So I just wanted to show you that. That's what I've already done. 5 minutes, just under 5 minutes it took to whip up those egg whites. So here I am, that step is finished. So I say next, and it's saying with the butterfly whisk still in place. You can't, understand you can't see my screen very well there. 3 minutes, 37 degrees, and it's going to ask me to put that onto speed 4. Now, it says at the bottom here, meanwhile, follow the next step. Now, I actually did this recipe earlier today. I haven't made it since last Christmas, so I wanted to familiarize myself with it again. So this is what I figured out. Look at your recipe ahead because I had no caster sugar. And so I thought, oh my gosh, I'm at this step now. And the next step is I went ahead and sure enough, you put in your sugar. I didn't have any caster sugar. So hello, second bowl, super convenient. So again, Deb was telling you guys before about the second bowl deal. If you don't have your Thermomix yet and you're thinking about it, seriously, you need to get this deal. It's the best. Second bowl, I just swapped them over and I poured my white sugar into the bowl and made myself some caster sugar. So super easy to be able to do that. Okay, so what we're going to do now, the other thing I was going to tell you is that if you, like me, when, oh my God, I didn't get it ready because it's asking for 170 grams, right? So if you hadn't pre-weighed that, now it's asking you put it in spoon by spoon. You're like, well, I don't know how much I need. So 170 grams. So what you can actually do is press your 3 little dots, put a jug or a bowl on the top of your Thermomix. All of a sudden, this is just like your kitchen scales, right? So you're going to press the 3 little dots next to the next button. You're going to bring up your scales and you're going to weigh it in. So 170 grams. So I don't know how well you can see that, but it's just going to weigh it as I go. 170. So there you go. I just thought I'd actually show you guys that because when I shared that on my own Facebook page for my customers as one of my Tuesday cheat sheets that I do, a lot of people said, oh, wow, I never even knew you could do that. So there you go. Some people missed the memo. All right. So now what we're going to do is turn the dial. And it's just asking us to slowly add 170 grams of caster sugar through the hole in the mixing bowl lid, 1 spoon at a time. So that's what I'm going to do. So we're just very slowly putting it in as it rips up the egg whites at the same time. Now, rather than bore you standing here watching me do that for 3 minutes, I'm going to keep going, but I wanted to also just talk to you quickly about the way that we can prepare some beautiful Christmas hampers. So the first thing I want to show you is all of the little goodies that I get organised ready for Christmas. So your cheap shops, like your Neds and things like that are going to be your best friend. Get yourself an array of different jars. We've got little ones, couldn't find the lid for that guy, little baby ones, because come Christmas, you know, unless you're super organised and you know how much quantity you're going to get out of certain dishes that you're making, certain recipes, then all of a sudden you go, oh, hang on a minute, now I've got 3 people to buy for, and which means I've got to make 3 lots of that. You're better off to just be able to have some small jars, medium jars, large jars, and then just kind of, well, in my world, is just wing it. Deb, I know you're all over that as well. So get yourself a few different things. The other thing that I also like to do during the year is keep little boxes and things like that. That was some AirPods, but I probably wouldn't actually reuse boxes like that for, you know, people like teachers and stuff. But For family, absolutely, who cares? They're not going to care. They're going to take their things out of it and just go for it anyway. Just going to eat all the goodies. So I would suggest keep your boxes. Get yourself some beautiful, like different coloured tissue paper if you wanted to stuff the bottom of the boxes. Some different type of raffia type stuff. You can get little gift tags. I quite like to use little brown ones, but I couldn't find them. And a whole bunch of different Christmas ribbon and stuff like that. Because if you get organised early, and also, as much as I actually hate using plastic, a bunch of different sizes of these bags are brilliant as well. So you can get that sort of thing. So that size bag made up this little one that I made earlier. So obviously some wrap as well. So that's how you make a little Christmas hamper. How long have we got to go? Did I do all my sugar? So what I might quickly do is just do a screen share and just show you screen. Bear with me. Start broadcast. Just a second. All right. I just wanted to show you. This is one of the little gifts that I actually made for someone recently, a friend of ours who had moved into a new home. So I got her that beautiful frame from Coal & Soda and her lovely candle. And I actually used a whole bunch of the Skinny Mixes recipes from the barbecue book of hers, her most recent one. And there was a blue cheese sauce and a burger sauce and a bunch of different rubs and things like that. This one is one I made last year for my daughter's soccer team. One of the other ladies had already bought a few items, and then I went ahead and made the mango and ginger chutney. And I also made a beetroot chutney and the Baileys, which I will talk about in a second. Oh, and I also made some shortbread and dipped it in chocolate, which was amazing. What else we got here? Oh, and this is what I did for Christmas last year. So again, the Baileys, this was for the teachers. The kids made the very interesting looking, that's actually gingerbread. So they're using the gingerbread star cutters. And I made the Baileys there. So that was what each of my kids' teachers got last year. Now I'm coming back here and I'm going to stop share. Oh my God, I did it. It worked. All right. So we've got our beautiful, oh, hang on. What's happening? It's telling me something here. Oh, okay. Right. So we've got our egg whites all whipped up with our sugar there. So I'm just going to say next. And okay, so that's the step I just did. All right, remove butterfly whisk. So I'm going to do that. Touch the egg white off as we can. It's very, very sticky, of course, so you might not get it all off. Which is fine, just means you get to lick them instead. 200 grams of plain flour. So I actually pre-weighed that. I'm a little bit over by the looks of it. Right, I'll just do that. Next. Now I've got floury fingers. Hang on. Okay, 130 grams of raw almonds. You definitely would want to make sure that they're raw and you haven't pulled them out of the cupboard and you've got salted or roasted or something. I don't know that it would be a very nice flavour. 40 grams of dark chocolate chips. And it says optional, but why wouldn't you? There is also a recipe for the biscotti, which is a Christmas version of it, which is pistachio and cranberry. So that's another good combination that you can use instead of this. Insert measuring cup into mixing bowl lid. So we basically just pop the lid on. Next. And it's just going to combine that. So it's put it into reverse on speed 1.5. And it's just going to turn it around, spin it around a little bit. Make sure that it's combining in there. But what it's going to do is going to split that into two. So it's now going to ask me to scrape it down with the spatula. Where did I put the spatula? It's here. There it is. We just have to scrape it down. So it started to combine, but it needs some help. So we're just going to scrape it down the side there. Are you going to take Frankie for a walk, maybe? Okay. All right, so just combine that like that, and I'll just scrape as much as I can back down to the bottom. It actually did just say to scrape it down. I gave it a bit of a stir as well, because when I did it before, I had to do that afterwards. So it's going to go 20 seconds now, speed 1.5 in reverse. So it's just going to mix it all together. It's not going to chop the almonds. When I first made this, when I've not made it before, I was quite surprised I didn't have to use slivered almonds for it. But of course, as it cooks the almonds, cooks the biscotti in the oven, it softens the almonds, so you just slice straight through them, which I didn't know. So that's beautiful. Next. All right, so let's move all of my things here. It just says to divide those between 2 loaf tins. Now I have got 2 dodgy little, these are the only loaf tins that I have actually. So see how it's mixed that. It's mixed that beautifully. So basically I'm just going to move you out the way, Thermie. So I've just greased both of these. The Pyrex one here, the glass, I didn't trust it, so I've lined that with a sheet of baking paper also. And that one is also larger than the other one. So I'm going to obviously put less ingredients into this one because it's smaller. So I'm just scraping it down as I go. It is quite sticky at this point, so you want to bring your muscles. Bring your muscles. Yeah.
You're amazing. I have never done that with my spatula and the bowl, like using it to get the stuff off the spatula.
Like this?
Yeah.
Oh, Trace.
I know, right? Where have I been?
You've been hiding under a rock.
All right, hands up, everybody in the chat box who did not know that trick. Thank
Please
you.
say no, because then I'll feel really clever.
You are really clever.
Yeah,
well done.
Look, because then you can scoop it afterwards with the corner of
I get it.
what's it as well.
That's amazing.
That's
I've been
hilarious.
in the company 13 years and I've never seen that before, Bec. Waddingham.
Are you kidding?
I am not.
It's the simple
That
things.
was common sense.
Anyway, chop, you're over time.
I'm over time. Okay. All right. So what else I was going to do, which I won't because I've been told chop, is to show you how to put that on turbo and to really, I hope everyone knows how to do that, to clear all of that gunk that was a bit hard to get around the blades. You can put it on turbo. It'll send it all to the outside, makes it a lot easier to get all of it out. So I'm just going to spread that through here and that one. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time doing that. Right now I'm going to touch it up afterwards, but what we do once we've done that is we'll say next, and it's going to ask us to just brush over it with a wet pastry brush, because that's just going to smooth out the top, because of course at the moment, like I said, it's really sticky, so you can't actually smooth it out very well. So I will do that afterwards. So the next thing I just wanted to show you real quick is, again, just talking about some ideas, some different things, excuse me, that you might like to do to get organised for some gifts. So I'm going to screen share again and go back to my photos. Okay. All right. So here we go. This is not, I wish it was, but this is not my bench. This is not my work, but this is the work of someone I found on Facebook, and I had to take a photo. That is seriously impressive. Mine, I feel like I do a lot, but it never looks like that. All right, so this is one of the other little baskets that I put together for Ash's basketball coach. I went to Pandora. We put it all in money. That was some quince paste at the front there that my best friend Alice made in her Thermomix. I also made some, in fact, I think Ash made the chutney there as well. And there's some chocolate bark. Now, that chocolate bark is actually called the raw chocolate snaps, and you actually make the chocolate with cacao butter and everything, and that was so nice. It was so nice. And that had what was it, like a hazelnut and orange, and then there was a macadamia and coconut. So you just make that and then sprinkle them over the top and let it set. Absolutely amazing. Of course, the donuts as well, soft cinnamon donuts. And there's my biscotti as well. So here's some ideas. So here is a bit of a hamper that you might like to put together with some, if you're going all for glazes and marinades and things like that. Couple of chutneys. The one I didn't put there, which I do always make at Christmas, is the rosemary and cranberry chutney, which Deb mentioned earlier that she's already made. This one here is the pear paste and quince paste. So again, if you happen to know someone that's got a quince tree, which my friend Alice does, that's a brilliant one to put into your hampers just to make something different. Here's your spice rubs and things like that. So there's an Italian one. That one's got five stars on Cookie Doo. I've not made that one before. The Aussie spice rub has got some beautiful things in it, like dried salt bush, mountain pepper berry, and wattle seed and lemon myrtle. So that's just, if you can imagine the flavors in that Aussie spice rub, that would be amazing. All-purpose meat rub, and I've not tried the British spice rub before. This might be one if you're going with more of an Asian theme. There's a Korean barbecue paste, the red curry paste, which is of course for your Thai dishes, and then a miso marinade. Tom yum looks good as well. Tom yum looks yum. Here we go. This one is if you're perhaps giving it to someone who might be vegan or vegetarian. You might like to make some of the cashew cheddar cheese or the mozzarella. That barbecue sauce is actually also vegan as well. And then there's the oat milks and the crackers and things like that. Some butter. And just going back to talking about Baileys, the Baileys that I make, and I probably shouldn't call it Baileys because that is a brand, but the Irish cream that I make is a really good way to save some money as well, because it's actually only costs about $50 to make, but that gives you like 2 litres. So normally it's about $50 for, 750 mils or whatever it is, 700 mils. So that's actually a really good one to then be able to give to lots of different people. You make one batch, costs $50, and put it into little bottles. So that's a beautiful one. The teachers always love that. And then the eggnog is another one that you can make boozy or otherwise. So if you've got the kids having it as well, you can absolutely make that. So I'm going to stop share. So hopefully that gave you a couple of ideas. Maybe you did some quick screenshots. What we might do is put all the thank you, Zoom, is put all the recipes up as well individually afterwards, or send it to you. I don't know, Trace, how do you want that one to roll? Maybe everyone can get in touch with us and let us know in the chat box if you want any of those recipes, or all of them. They were all from Cookie Do. So
yeah. I think the easiest way is if they get in touch with their consultant to let them know that they came, and that way, like one of us, and then we can get it to them. That's probably the better way of doing it. And I noticed that you've got what is that next to your Thermomix? That big white thing. Yeah, what is that?
Thought I was over time.
Yeah,
There's
quickly,
always time.
quick.
There's always time for mini vac. Always time for mini vac. Okay, mini vac. This is the. I gotta make sure I don't drop bits onto my food. This is the mini vac made by Bulwark as well. It's absolutely amazing. It's worth $300, and you can get it as a limited time offer, post reward this month. Trace, have we got a slide for that? Because I don't know the figures, but I think you get it.
Yes.
Look at that. Of course she does. So basically, if you have a demonstration, you can get hold of one of these for a discounted price. And of course, if you have one of your friends purchase their Thermomix from your demo, you can get it for $49. So again, that is a $300 little dude, and it's really, really good. Sometimes I use it even for just looking up. I'm standing in front of a window here, so that tends to catch a lot of crumbs and stuff. Also good for the inside of your drawers. You know how you get crumbs in your cutlery drawer and stuff? You can just take them out, whiz it around. I cleaned my car with it today. Yeah, it's a very, very good little handy object, and I actually earned that. I earned that a couple of months ago as being a consultant. So
okay, bye, Bec.
You can get yours for having a demo. Pardon?
Bye, Bec.
Hi,
Time
Bec.
for Anthea.
Great. Okay, see ya.
Here she comes.
Okay, I meant to have finished in 5 minutes. That ain't gonna.
Oh, sorry, Anthea.
It's all good. It's okay. I'm sure. Are you all having fun? Let's get some chat happening in the chat box. Who's going to make what from what you've already seen? Go on, madly typing fingers.
No, nothing yet. They're all just
chicken. Joan's going to try the chicken. Susan says yes, very interesting. Anybody else typing madly? Salad, yep. The blue cheese, the beetroot and blue cheese salad. All right, so that's great, and keep putting stuff into the chat box as well. If you've got any questions while we're talking, please. Just drop them into the chat box. So I am going to inspire you all around your baking for Christmas. I love Christmas. I love Christmas baking. And maybe Tracy, you can bring up my first slide, please.
Absolutely.
Okay, so before you go, oh my giddy aunt, All right, so these yeah, I love baking. As you can probably see. All right, the top right hand picture, that has a lot of things in it. So that was I did a grazing platter for a women's event at our church. And in that box, it was for feeding, I think there were about 60 women at a Christmas. It was a, what are they called? Gingerbread house making evening. So I was catering for about 60 women. That was obviously pre-COVID. But what you've got there, right smack bang in the middle, the one with the star on it, that is your fruity pear mince tarts. Now, if you have not made these, they are in the festive flavors cookbook and obviously on Cookie Do. They're on page 93 of your festive flavors cookbook. Make them. They are absolutely delicious, and they leave the shop bought ones for dead. Now you can do them with or without the little star on top. That little star is made of a sort of almond pastry, all made in the Thermomix. So you're making the marzipan stars, they are. Marzipan, you're making that in your Thermomix. You're making the almond pastry in your Thermomix, and you're also making the fruity pear mince. Absolutely delicious. Okay, so below that is the biscuit with the white stripy bits on it. If I can, that one, I don't know if you, yes, thanks Tracy, that one, that is your red and green strawberry, red and green shortbread, aka known as the evil biscuits in this household, and only made at Christmas. Okay, so you make the dough and you roll it up into sausages, and then you cut it up and bake it, and then I drizzle it with chocolate. Also, you've got Rocky Road there, you've got some coconut ice, you've got some rum balls, you've got over on the far right hand side, that is chocolate bark. That is the fruit chocolate bark. Yeah, that one is the fruit chocolate bark from the Festive Flavors cookbook. And I'm just trying to find it quickly because that was the one I didn't write down. Let me find it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's here somewhere.
Is it what, the one with anise?
Yeah, the anise one. That's right. So it is the chocolate and anise fruit bark, page 176 from the Festive Flavors cookbook. It is absolutely amazing. So if you haven't made that, it's dead simple to make. Okay, so also in that picture over on the top left hand corner, they're the red and green shortbreads without the chocolate on them. Below them are the gingerbread, and I'm going to talk about the gingerbread in a minute. And then next to those is a recipe that I found years ago, and I don't know if you've all heard, but we are going to have the option of dropping our own recipes onto or writing our own recipes so we can use them on Cookie Do, our recipe platform. So we had a quick look at it at our team meeting on Monday night, and oh my goodness, this is a complete game changer. You can actually write your own recipes and put them into Cookie Do and have them come up on your Thermomix just the way you do when you're using Cookie Do. For those of you who have Cookie Do, it's amazing, and your Thermomix will actually tell you what to do. So brilliant. So I'm looking forward to putting that recipe on to Cookie Do. Above those spiced biscuits, there's spiced chocolate biscuits. That's actually Danny Vallant's Basque cheesecake. You'll find that on Cookie Do as well. Down in the middle center is the wreath. It's called the spiced cherry brioche wreath, and honestly that is well worth the effort as well. Absolutely amazing. All right, so Tracy, if we could go to the next slide and let's talk gingerbread and spice. Okay, so one of the best I don't know if you can see this, the Christmas spice mix, or Pernick spices, it's called. It's a Polish spice mix, and it comes from Spice Up Your Life, from the US on Cookie Doo. So you could, if you go into the English, I have Cookie Doo in English, all the English recipes on my Cookie Doo, and set in my preferences. And this spice, this mixed spice, Christmas spice mix, has the most amazing flavor. So it's got cinnamon, star anise, cardamom, ground cardamom, cloves, pepper, black peppercorns, what else? Caraway seed. It's got what else has it got in it? Can't remember. Mixed it all up now, but anyway, it is the most incredible spice mix, and I use it in everything leading up to Christmas. So my gingerbread, I use this as the spice mix for my gingerbread. In the right hand bottom corner, you'll see there that is you can't actually see, but it's actually a Christmas tree, and it is absolutely delicious. And the recipe is basically your bread recipe, so your basic bread recipe, and to that recipe, when you get to before you knead it, add 100 grams of mixed fruit and 1 to 2 tablespoons of your spice mix. Then once it's kneaded for your 3 minutes, you just divide it up into little balls, all the same size. So what I do when I do that is I weigh the dough, and then I divide it by how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You need 12 if you're going to do that sort of shape. 12 little balls. So I just divide my dough amount by 12 and weigh each ball so that they're all about the similar size. And then you just put them into that sort of triangle with 2 as the trunk. Brush it all with a beaten egg, and then bake it as you would your bread. And when it comes out, make some royal icing and just dab it on the tree part, and just sprinkle them with some silver balls or some sprinkles if you want. And it is absolutely delicious. So yummy. And it's not overly sweet either, because there's no sugar in it. It's just the icing brings the sweetness, but with this spice mix. So what else we got there? We got a little Christmas tree. So that was one that I made a couple of years ago. My gingerbread house. Now that is the gingerbread house with the molds that you can get from the mix shop. And the recipe is there, and so is all the directions if you get these molds. They're silicone, they're absolutely brilliant. And I put the rest the house together. I did use the IKEA gingerbread house glue. If you can buy that separately to the gingerbread house kit. So from IKEA, and I iced it all with royal icing in an icing bag, and sprinkle it with icing sugar. Icing sugar covers a multitude of sins for gingerbread. And then we've got the other little gingerbread biscuits, and these little cutters, whether you've got a big gingerbread cutter or just a little mini gingerbread cutter. The little mini gingerbread cutter, turn him upside down and he becomes a reindeer. And you can see there's a reindeer on the bottom right hand side of that picture. There's a little reindeer. So you just do a little line, 2 lines down with little lines on it, and give him some eyes and a nose, and then you've got a little reindeer. So that gingerbread, that spice mix is absolutely amazing. Now, what I'm going to cook for you tonight is not actually in the festive flavour cookbook, okay? It's actually from an old book, and some of you may have this book, Devil of a Cookbook. This came out years ago. I'm not quite sure. Has anybody got this book? Has anybody got Devil of a Cookbook? just drop it yes in the chat box. If you haven't, take a screenshot of this recipe. I mean, it's basically 3 ingredients, and it is the best fruit cake you will make. So it starts off with a kilo of store-bought dried fruit mix, which I've got just the kilo of the Aldi fruit. I'm a bit of an Aldi tragic, love Aldi. And to that, you add either one of these 600 ml iced coffee, chocolate milk. You can make your own chocolate milk and use that. And that soaks for 4 to 6 hours. So that's been soaking since 2 o'clock this afternoon. And literally all you do, and this is the craziness of this recipe, and you won't believe how good it is, but you just pop that fruit mix into your Thermomix. All the fruit is soaked up, all of the iced coffee or chocolate milk, whatever you're making yours of. And especially if you don't want any of the super sweet chocolate milk or iced coffee, then make your own. Just follow the hot chocolate recipe, make your own, pop the fruit in. Okay, so I've got a few escapees there, put them in. So that's that. And then you just add self-raising flour, 280 grams of self-raising flour. In that goes. Now, I'm going to show you one of my favorite things from the mix shop. Aren't these beautiful? I just love these. These are the rose gold measuring spoons, and they've got an eighth of a teaspoon, a quarter of a teaspoon, half a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon, half a tablespoon, and a full tablespoon in them. So I'm going to add of my delicious spice mix. I'm going to, because I want to make this a little bit Christmassy, I'm just going to add 2 teaspoons of spice mix to this recipe. And because it's Christmas, I'm going to add a bit of brandy as well. So I'm just going to have 2 tablespoons of brandy, and of course this is my cooking brandy, so no one's allowed to touch this. So 2 tablespoons of brandy as well. And this is my own addition. This is not in the recipe. So 2 teaspoons of spice mix, 2 tablespoons of brandy, and you literally just put the lid on. 1 minute, no cooking, on reverse, speed 3, mixing it up. And it will just mix itself together. Now, while that's mixing, what I thought I might do is show you how to line. This is one of the rose gold tins from the mix shop. Line one of these cake tins. So if you've never done it before, we do have these pre-cut ones that fit beautifully in our tin. But what I'm going to do first is, can you hear me okay? Deb, can you give me a thumbs up? You can? Okay. What I'm going to do first is just cut. I've folded over a little bit. This is this cake tin liner. This is also from the mix shop. So this is just parchment paper that is a cake tin liner to run around the edge. And if you just fold over about 1 inch and then just cut in diagonals to that line. I'll check that in a minute. What this is going to do is it's going to help it all fold in on itself. I'm going to run this paper around the inside of the tin. Okay. And that just finds its own way like that. This one on the inside. And there's our cake tin lined. Okay. And then our mixed up. I'm just going to help it with the spatula. It's quite thick, as a fruit cake will be thick. And that's almost all mixed in. I don't need to do very much at all with that. That's great. And then just pop it into the tin. So it does say this is a 23-inch tin. It does say a 25-inch tin, but this one is fine. This will fit this mixture, no worries. So it really is quite a solid, meaty or fruity cake. And that smell of that spice and brandy is just absolutely amazing. So that goes in the oven for 75 minutes at, maybe bring the recipe back up again, Tracy, if you could, please.
Oh, you meanie.
Oh, sorry. Don't worry.
Who took a screenshot? Kathy Harmon, you took a screenshot. What did it say? You just got to unmute, darling.
Done.
1 hour 10.
1 hour 10. Yep.
1 hour 10 on
Yep.
what temperature?
Speed 3. Hang on. 150.
150. So it's quite a slow cook. And you don't want to go, don't go too high, because you'll actually burn the outside of it. So I remember when growing up, my mum always used to have brown paper wrapped around the outside of the tin so it didn't burn. But that is just a really simple, easy fruit cake to make, you know, a couple of days before Christmas. You can make it a few weeks before Christmas and feed it some more brandy. Just stick a skewer into the cake in you know, a whole load of little holes, and then pour the brandy over the top, wrapping it up into foil, and feed it brandy that way, and you'll have a really beautiful, rich, moist cake to serve with your coffee or your liqueurs at the end of your Christmas dinner. So that's me, I think.
Can I just ask how often do you feed it? Every single day, or
No, probably when I do it, I normally feed it probably every 4 days.
And how much are you putting in every
Probably
4
about
days?
a quarter of a cup, less than a quarter of a cup.
I've never done it. I'm going to do it this year, and I want to make sure I don't make it too boozy.
Oh no, it's great boozy. Okay, that's me.
Okay, now I have got Bec. Would you like me just to quickly spotlight you, Bec, and you can show us the...
That's fine. Yeah, look, I was going to slice it up. Sure enough, it's not ready anyway. It's still in the oven. So I just thought I'd share with everybody that your beautiful kitchen toolkit, which is also a special this month, a gift we've purchased this month, in fact, has got the best serrated knife you'll ever find in your life. This is what you want to use, of course, something like a steak knife, maybe just a slim knife, not a big bread carving knife, I find makes it crumble a little bit. So something nice and thin, and just slicing it up once it's come out the oven, 25 to 30 minutes in the oven, and then slicing it up while it's still hot is really important, just in 3mm slices. Cover your baking tray with it. It'll have to be a pretty large baking tray because it makes a lot. So I've got 2 here. And then you actually put them out and put them back in the oven for another 5 minutes at 180. And that'll just crisp them up, and they'll be lovely and beautiful and crunchy to have with your cup of coffee.
Beautiful.
Thank you. And I should show you the end result. Here you go.
Ta-da.
There you go. So there's one I put in my little bag. And I've got some here on a plate so that you can see close up. I'm going to have biscotti coming out my butt, but luckily it lasts. So I can
somehow
just keep
over
this
here
for Christmas now. I will. I'll send you some next time I see you. That's
All right.
it. Thank you.
Thank you, Bec. Okay, over to Deb.
Terrific. Thank you so much, everyone. You guys are incredible. Such great tips and sharing, and I've certainly learned something today as well. Even 7 years in, you can keep learning. We're all learning together and inspiring each other. I just had a quick look. When I asked how many days to Christmas, did anyone pop in the chat group how many days?
Yeah,
Did they get it right?
they got it. I got 61 mostly, and I think that's pretty right. I had get out. No.
58 girls and boys. 58.
Is that 58 sleeps or is that?
Yeah, 58 sleeps. So that's not counting. So it's counting from today until Christmas Eve. So I had a quick look. What I thought I might do, I don't know if you guys have come along tonight. If you don't have the festive flavour actual physical hard book, I reckon if you speak to your consultant, we'll be able to track down one of these for you and make sure that you can print that off and have that up on your fridge. I just had a quick look because we were talking Christmas cakes and feeding it with, Susan said drambuie. I'm like, wow, that's going to be delicious. Expensive, but delicious. On the 17th of December, start your Christmas cake. It's that's only going to give it 2 weeks of feeding, so I might bring that forward a little bit. But there's some really, really great tips there that I'm certainly going to print off this year. When you have the Thermomix, I don't know how long you've had it for. Maybe you've ordered one and you're waiting for it to, or maybe you've only just got your new TM6, so it's your very first Christmas with your Thermomix. It's very exciting. I still remember mine, and I wanted to make absolutely everything. And the pavlova, oh my God, I was going to make the pavlova, the one that's on the front page. Has anyone made that one? In the chat box, maybe. It really is very simple. Follow it step by step. It's quite impressive, and everyone will be absolutely amazed when you bring that to the table on Christmas Day. In just a little bit of a wrap up, I think we've got some slides left. Tracy, maybe?
Yes.
A little bit on joining. If you'd like to earn a second machine, or perhaps earn your first machine, there's a little bit on our joining offer at the moment, and there is heaps and heaps of reasons to come on board as a consultant. We still have a 60-day, oh, that's your screen, a 60-day program, which is a really great opportunity for you to dip your toe in and check out what it is and why we love being consultants. We can probably get some information to you. Again, speak to your consultant. There you go, 6 great reasons to come and join. So we get to have lots of fun. We meet once a month and we just have the best fun creating things like tonight for you guys, because that's what we want to do, is we want to make sure that if you are to invest in a Thermomix, that you're getting the absolute most out of it. And we love sharing. We are tragic sharers. So yeah, at the moment we've got the extra bundle offer, so you as a new consultant will get an opportunity to get that extra bowl blade and lid set. Our business kit's only $125, and in there you're getting over $340 worth of value. Our current month consultants, when they make 2 sales, are getting our 2 sale incentive. We've got a 4 sale incentive on at the moment, and then of course if you make your 6 sales in your 60 days, not only will you have your Thermomix paid for, but you'll also receive another bowl blade and lid set value at $375. So really awesome opportunity. Best offer on the table, and it has been for, without doubt, the best time to talk to your friends and family about getting a Thermomix, because they could be your first sales as a consultant. You can be an online consultant these days, purely virtual, or you can go in and out, providing COVID allows us to do that, and get to cook together. And that's what we do. We really just give everyone an opportunity to see it. We know that the machine sells itself. We're certainly just, we're not high pressure salespeople at all. And we love sharing and growing as a team. So please reach out to your consultant, ask them what their journey's been like, and how much they, what they like, what do they like about being a consultant. I also want to obviously thank our beautiful presenters tonight, and I'm going to start off with Tracy. Tracy Debartolo. Now, she's got a fabulous Facebook page, and I'd love to give her a big plug from doing lots of lives and lots of sharing and nurturing her customers. She's just joined Club 50. So she has made her first 50 sales in a very short time. Tracy, how long have you been with us?
Sorry, I had to unmute. Since the 19th of June last year. So not quite 18 months.
Yeah, so just a bit over a year,
months.
and she's made 50 sales. So here's an opportunity for us to plug our pages. So you'll see Tracy down the bottom right there, her Facebook page. By all means, go and search it if you do Facebook or Instagram. And I'm sure the girls would love your support to come along and share. We're just one big caring, sharing bunch. Beautiful Anthea Bec with her Cooking Up a Storm. She does some amazing live at 5 sessions. And of course, the effervescent energy that Bec Waddingham has with her Mama Mixing page. She's an absolute joy. All of you girls are an absolute joy to work with, and my page, Deb's Delish Food, for some great way to keep up to speed with what's happening in Thermie land. If we're hosting a night like tonight, you'll see it on our pages. Invite your friends. You know, there's host rewards up for grab just for inviting 2 friends along to share in an evening of inspiration with us. By all means, take yourself off mute as we say goodbye. And if you have any questions or some more information, please feel free to have a chat. We'll hang around for the next 5 or 10 minutes if you'd like to. But thank you so much for joining us for our Christmas special. And a big thank you to the lovely presenters and our behind the scenes spotlighter / extraordinaire.
Not extraordinaire. Now, Deb, somebody asked, could I put back up the calendar slide? So I'm going to do that now. And then if anybody wants to take a screenshot, they can.
That's an awesome idea.
Are we ready? Here we come.
Does everyone know how to take a screenshot?
Or just hold your camera up and take a photo. I don't know, whatever works.
There you go. So you can see there, see how it says on the 17th of December to start your Christmas cake? And it'll also tell you which page if you do have the cookbooks. And yeah, if you'd like to know more, or you have something in particular you'd really love to see, please let your consultant know, and we'll get together and prepare something as nice as this. I'm going to have a feast tonight. I'm going to enjoy my my stuffing, my salad, and my chicken. What are you guys going to be eating over there? You want to pop on over for some pre-Christmas food?
Yes, I do.
Yep.
Oh, that sounds like my mum who's ready to come over. Mum, come over and we can have some.
Yes,
have
I'm
some
on the way. I'm on the way.
Ho ho ho! Let's have a bit of a jolly old supper, and obviously you guys, wishing you a safe and happy. Can we say happy Christmas? It's going to be Christmas before you know it.
Thanks, Deb. Thanks, Tracy, and thanks, Andrew and Bec. You've been all wonderful. Lots of tips.
Wonderful. Great to have everyone. Thank you for coming on board and spending your evening with us. Really appreciate it.
Bye.
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 Want some biscotti? Or nuts? Get it? Nuts.
I ran out of cranberries and I soaked my raisins instead of cranberries in port. Delicious. Have you guys made this one?
No, never made it before. Is it good?
Delicious. It would be a really great sort of burger mix as well if you wanted to make individual burgers for the kid. They would love it. And you could put apple.
Okay, just us. Well done, Tracy. Good job.
Good job, Trace.
You did an awesome job.
Except for the time I shared my own screen.
Oh, who cares?
Okay, stop recording.